Hey everyone, I wanted to come on here and make a video for you because I have been hearing a certain word popping up a lot lately from a lot of you. And so I thought that it would be helpful if I just made a video to kind of talk about it and share with you some ways to handle it. So that word is stress. So I want you to take a minute to think about when I say the word stress, what comes to mind? What do you feel? What do you think about? So take a minute to do that. All right. So what is stress? Let's talk about that first of all, because some of you, well, probably all of you have heard that word, but maybe some of you don't exactly know what it means. So stress is an uncomfortable feeling that you get when you are worried about something. So stress is usually brought on by worry. You're thinking about something, you're worrying about something. And stress can cause emotional issues and it can cause physical issues. So let me talk first about emotional issues. What do I mean by that? When you are stressed, a lot of times you might become more irritable. You might get annoyed quicker or angry quicker. You may cry more than is normal for you. Maybe something makes you cry that typically wouldn't make you cry. Sometimes you just kind of have this overall feeling of being down. So, stress can cause a lot of emotional problems for us. It can also cause a lot of physical problems. And what I mean by that is you might have trouble sleeping because you're thinking about all the things that you're worried about at night and you don't sleep well. It can cause you to not feel good. So sometimes kids go to the nurse and it turns out, Nurse Kelly will talk to them and figure out that, they were stressed about something that happened at home that morning or, an assignment that maybe they didn't do well on. And it can physically cause you to not feel well. It can make your stomach hurt. It can make your head hurt. So stress affects your body, your whole body, in a lot of different ways. Now, stress is not always a bad thing. Sometimes stress can help us and motivate us. And so I'll give you an example of that. Maybe you have a really big math test coming up and you're stressed about it, and that pushes you to study harder. It pushes you to stay more organized and focused on your lessons, and it pushes you to want to do your best. So, in that situation, stress isn't necessarily a bad thing. When it becomes a bad thing is when you don't find a way to cope with it in a healthy way. So, if you let stress completely take over your life and you're constantly worried about stuff and you're constantly stressing about things, it can really ruin every day for you. So, I want to talk about some healthy coping strategies if you are feeling stressed. And like I said, guys, everyone feels stressed every day. I'm sure that something happens every day that at some point stresses you out. I get stressed every day. It depends on, situations that maybe come up at school. Maybe I get a phone call. My own kids sometimes stress me out. I have a 3-year-old and a baby, and sometimes my 3-year-old doesn't want to listen or doesn't want to get dressed in the morning, and that stresses me out. Your teachers get stressed because they're trying to navigate virtual learning right now, and it's not easy. And they want to make sure that they reach every single one of you, and they want to make sure that you're successful. So they get stressed out about that. I know that you guys are probably feeling stressed about virtual learning because it's hard. It's hard to sit in front of a computer all day. It's hard to keep up with the pace of being in a new grade and having to do it all virtually. So there is stuff that's going to stress us out every day, all day. Your parents get stressed, we get stressed, your teachers get stressed, you get stressed. It's normal to feel that way, but like I said, we need to think about some healthy coping strategies. So I want everyone to take a few minutes after this video to write down some things that you can do that make you feel good. So for me, one of the biggest things that I usually do when I'm feeling stressed is I go walk. And the reason I do that is one, it gets my blood pumping, and two, it gives me a chance to clear my head. So when I go walk, I usually just take it as a moment to go smile at people, say hello, check in on teachers, check in on kids, and it gives me just time to step away from what's stressing me out, clear my head, and then when I come back to whatever the problem is or whatever it is that I'm worrying about, I'm ready to tackle it. I also like to listen to music. So sometimes I'll just put on some calming music and I'll just kind of rest my eyes for maybe 15, 20 minutes and let that calming music settle me down. Sometimes I listen to just fun, upbeat music because it boosts my mood. So those are some things that work for me. Those things may not sound appealing to you. Maybe you don't like to do those things. So you need to come up with some stuff on your own that helps you feel better, and it's good to keep it somewhere that you can access it so that way when you do have a stressful moment and you're feeling worried and it's starting to overwhelm you, you can look at your list of things that you wrote down and you can use one of your coping strategies to just get away from the problem for a few minutes and then come back and tackle it with a fresh mind. So, like I said, I'm hearing this word come up a lot from a lot of you, so that's why I thought it would be a good idea to make this video. And just remember, guys, that you can always talk to me if you need to. You just have to tell your parents or your teacher that, hey, I would really like to talk to Mrs. Light, and I'm happy to work with you on some ways to cope with your stress because sometimes we just need a little bit of help. That's what I'm here for. I hope this was helpful for you. Reach out to me if you need me, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.